things that usually left unsaid about China. English education somehow is ridiculous in general. Many people think Chinese don't love American views without censorship. Why I want to build my English channel? Hello everyone, my name is Pig Alien. I chose that name for myself because I always love pigs. I grew up in a very small town of China, in the northeast province of China, which is a very traditional place. Most people there have never left their hometown. And being gay is something no one talks about, but I am. And this channel is where I'm stopped going to hiding. I'm coming out. Can see my background? I realized I was gay in high school, but my hometown is a little bit homophobic. So I make a decision. I want to change place to live. So I studied as hard as I could. I want to study in south of China. And finally, I get into one of the top engineering university of China. And at 22 years old, I traveled all the way from the north to the south to a city called Shenzhen, which is near Hong Kong. And it's a very busy and developed city with crazy people. I became a structural engineer working for an electric car company called BYD. It's like China Tesla or something like that. But after a year and a half, I quit my job. So many people, especially my relatives, they are very confused about that. From what looked like a successful life, a good degree, a wonderful future, a very decent job, why I quit that? I will talk about something about the dark side of China company in my future shows, programs. What I see is that people working 12 and 14 hours a day, 6-7 days a week. It doesn't feel like a job. It feels like being controlled by the company, like they are slaves. And the traditional factory have very toxic air. I direct very painful throat in my working time, and it's even painful to speaking. Even after I left, it took me over 1 year to recover from that. This is my first long video on YouTube. I will building a channel to talk about things that usually left unsaid about China, and about being gay in China, and about what life really feels like a pure community in China. Channels like this are extremely rare. Here is the reasons. First, in China, apps like YouTube, Facebook, they are all blocked. Most people can't use them. They have used a tool called VPN, a software, to get through the China internet system called the Great Firewall. And people are not allowed to use that in China. But in reality, many people still use them, not only for the curiosity to connect to the world, but for they want to watch programs about politics things. They can't chat on China internet. And I'm one of them. When I was in college time, my senior students gave me the method to download it and browse the world outside of China internet. I can't say more, because it may be troublesome for me. What you see about China online is only part of the reality. I'm in Vietnam right now. If I'm in China, I won't even be able to use YouTube without VPN. China has over 1.1 billion internet users, but only a few of them can use VPN. And the research shows that there are around 20 to 40 million VPN users in China, and only about 10 million actively use it every month. That's less 1% of entire internet population of China. Another reason is that the LGBTQ plus community is a minority in China. Let's assume around 5% of the population is queer. So that's about 60 million people is queer in China. But most of them can't use VPN. Another barrier is the language. Many Chinese can't speak English well because of the educational system. Among the VPN users, only about 20 to 40% of them can understand English content without Chinese subtitles. So, when you combine the three reasons, VPN, queer is minority, and English ability, the number of people who can build a channel like me is a very small number. You may be curious about that, why people in China learn English from kindergarten, but their English is still at poor level. I think it may be relative with the Great Firewall. People in China, they learn English just for exams, for scores. They don't use it to communicate with foreigners. So in a small city, people can't see foreigners, and in small cities, there's not many foreigners go there. On the internet, they see is almost entirely in Chinese. Foreign movies and videos are basically translated and subtitled into Chinese. And you know that China have 1.4 billion people. Most of them, for them, is enough to speak Chinese to their daily lives. So that's why their English ability is so poor. And I think English education somehow is ridiculous in China. I think they can open their internet and maybe they will not need so many English teachers. And they will have better English skills. I learned English at my kindergarten, and I learned alphabet at my 3 years old. But I'm still poor at speaking and listening sometimes. So I'm trying my best to train my speaking and listening. Only big cities here, like Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, have foreigner language environment. They can hear foreigner native English speakers. So children grow up in big cities have better English level. And their parents want their child to study abroad, especially go to America. Many people think Chinese don't love American. That's wrong. Chinese is fucking love American culture, right? They want their children studied in America. They think they can have better salaries. They can work for the mega company like Apple, Amazon. They can do science, engineering. Even they come back to China, they can enter the foreign company here. They can have better competition and salaries and future. So many people still have the need of English teacher. If you can speak English well and you are from native English speaker country, you can try to come China for teaching English. I think the salary is not very low. You can have a life-work balance style here. So creating an English channel for me is a little bit difficult. Many people in China can't imagine I have the ability to do it well. Why I want to build my English channel is because I have go to other countries last year this time. As a gay, the first country I went to is definitely Thailand, which is very close to China. And I realized that the world outside of China is very wonderful and colorful and more free. I also go to Malaysia, Singapore, and Vietnam. Many people in China, they think China is enough for them. They needn't go to abroad. And you know, from the history here, we built the Great Firewall 2000 years ago. We abandoned the shipping era, the ocean sailing era 1,000 years ago. China has maritime band caused it to miss the age of exploration. And nowadays, we also build an internet wall. So China have a tradition to isolate itself. But what it's done is by the government. It is not from the heart of Chinese people. I want connected with the world. I want to share my stories. That's why I want study this channel. I want be the bridge between China and the world, and I want to share my true stories about daily life in China, and many stories about China and the world. I know that many people they are not interested in China, but I can share some stories related to them. I'm sure I can let them interested in China. From the past year, I've been slowly learning how to use YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. At first, it felt overwhelming because there are so much information and different perspectives I never seen in my life. And it took me half a year to understand how the global internet works. I sometimes think that if people in North Korea suddenly have full access to the global internet, their adjustment will even longer. China is a market economy, but North Korea is more closed and is more conservative. I want to prove something that Chinese characters can grow on this platform by speaking English without China's censorship. I know this won't be easy, and there are challenges. Censorship, language. I don't want to express my true self on China internet, so I didn't build any channel on China internet. Nobody know me on Chinese internet. I don't do that because I think it will bring a lot of trouble to my life. My family may be seeing it, and my colleagues, my relatives, I don't want them to create pressure for me. That's why I choose to do it here. On YouTube, I feel free and happy when I can share my views without so much censorship. But of course, I will keep my safety first because I'm still living in China, basically. I will uploading my videos in the future. I hope you can enjoy my content. I will share many stories you maybe never known in the English internet world. And today is my last day of 24 years old. Tomorrow is my birthday. I hope I can build my channel well. This is my birthday wish. Thank you all for your support. Truly thank you.